Eu experimentei comida de todos os estados dos Estados Unidos.
Today we're going to make, taste and rank the most popular dish in every single state in America.
O mais
The USA is a melting
famoso.
pot of food and culture, and everyone seems to think that their state has the best food. While some states have their well-known favorites, some just straight up have no food culture. Sorry, like
Verdade.
what is that?
Que bosta é essa, mano?
You, the audience member in my YouTube community or my Instagram DMs, voted for what dish or food best represents your state. Now that we have our food, each state will be ranked on the most famous tier list on the internet. Now, a state can rank anywhere between A through F, and if it's truly God tier, then you have a special seat on the S tier list.
Okay.
At the end, every state we rank as S tier will compete in a showdown to determine which state has
S tier showdown.
But first, I have the most important announcement of the year. My cookbook is officially out.
Por acaso já pensei várias vezes em comprar os dois livros dele. Porque ele tem uns livros de culinária muito fixe, muito fixe. What the fuck? No!
I didn't want to make just another cookbook. I worked really hard on making something that was the first cookbook of its time, focused on the one thing that no one ever talks about, which is texture. Dozens of different recipes, techniques, things like Nashville hot honey karaage, brownies, greatest mac and cheese of your life.
Eu quero ver um livro destes. Porque eu adoro cozinhar. Eu adoro cozinhar, pessoal.
We're starting with one of the strangest named dishes I can think of. Number 1, Utah funeral potatoes. It's basically a
What the fuck? Batatas de funeral.
cheesy potato casserole. You get some cornflakes, tossed in butter, lightly seasoned, put on top of a creamy, cheesy, shredded potato mixture, and baked at 350 for an hour, and there it is. Certainly looks like it should be served at a funeral.
I'm gonna say C. It's not as bad as it looks.
D. That's a D.
E este é o melhor? Não, é o mais famoso. Pessoal, não é o melhor, mas é o mais famoso em cada estado.
Close to an F if it wasn't for the crunch on top. I'm sorry. Our very first ranking of the day as a D tier. Sorry, but I'm also not sorry, Utah. Number 2, New Jersey pork roll breakfast sandwich. I heard that there's a big argument about whether or not this is Taylor ham. I don't want to get involved. Sear your sliced pork product on both sides.
Eu nunca vi uma cena destas assim. De porco.
American cheese on top of your pork. Cook your egg in your pork fat. Season it lightly. Place a fried egg on top. Close it up. And, well, the cross section doesn't look too bad.
Estão a ver, pessoal?
Pork fat. Season it lightly.
Ao fazer um ovo estrelado, não é preciso meterem sal só aqui na gema. Podem meter em tudo. Estão a ver? Estas coisinhas que a gente vai aprendendo.
Close it up. And, well, the cross section doesn't look too bad.
That's an F.
Oh my God, it really is that salty. Holy.
It doesn't taste like ham. It tastes like preservative. I hate the Taylor ham, but I love eggs, cheese, and bread, so it's getting a C.
The Taylor ham's starting to grow on me. I'm still gonna give it a C though. New Jersey lands at a C tier. Moving on to number 3, Ohio Cincinnati style chili. I can't tell you how many times people have asked for this. And we're finally here. It's literally Skyline can of chili over spaghetti with raw onion and shredded yellow cheddar. I'm sorry.
To me, it smells like a white suburban mother's idea of char siu pork.
If an Italian saw this, I genuinely think that they would call the police immediately.
I was born in Ohio, and I fully disagree with this. Nah. Nope. F.
I'm gonna go D.
I think Ohio is like a beautiful state. If this ceased to exist, I would not care. Out of the hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of sauces that can go on a pasta, why this? That is an F.
That made me sad.
And we have our first F.
Eu pensava que ia ser bom.
Tier. Real sorry, Ohio. Well, hopefully number 4 does better for Minnesota tater tot hot dish, which is quite literally great depression era. Beef, onions, vegetables, cheese with actual tater tots placed directly on top, organized beautifully, of course. Baked at 350 for 1 hour. It comes out, and I'm not gonna lie, it does look kind of nice.
I'm here for the tots.
C.
C for me. Very middle of the line.
It's average.
I think it's a solid B, but I guess that gives us our average at a C placement.
A C.
Number 5, fried onion burger.
Até agora foi o melhor.
Plancha at a C placement. Number 5, Oklahoma fried onion burger. Ball of beef on plancha, onions on top, smash, season, sear, flip, and cheese. Repeat with the second patty, place them on a sauce bun, and that's your burger.
Onions are good on a burger.
Mano, juro. Se vocês fritarem, não é alho, é cebola. Cebola frita, mano. Tão bom, mano. É tão bom. Fica tão bem em hambúrgueres, meu. Fica mesmo bom.
It's something special.
It's really special.
It might be an S for me.
It's an S.
Ui!
It's an S for me too.
Yeah, era óbvio, mano. esta junção.
Number 6 is yet another burger, New Mexico green chili cheeseburger. Look, you guys voted for this. So same concept, smash patty, top with green chilies, top with cheese.
Eu vou experimentar o outro. Colocar a cebola, depois fazer assim na
Melt the cheese, do the same with the other patty, mayo up your bun, layer it up, and we eat.
I mean, it's good. It's good.
There's a lot going on.
I'm gonna give it an A because it could be improved upon.
It tasted good. It's just really not a fun
Demasiadas cenas,
I'm
né?
gonna give it a B.
I'll say it's A. At the same time, it could be an S tier.
It could.
Because ultimately, it's just about putting green chilies on a burger. So it's between an A and an S. The average rating says this is an A. Now, while we're in the Midwest, we're gonna move to number 7, Wisconsin fried cheese curds. It's quite literally cheese curds that are breaded and fried.
Eu gosto destas coisas.
When I left the Midwest, the one thing I was scared to leave behind was cheese curds. And I'm glad we have it here today. And it's always an S in my book.
S. It's an S.
Yeah,
It's a small mozzarella stick.
I'm
Bruh.
gonna join you, Cam.
Bruh. Mano. Estas cenas são incríveis, meu. Aqui.
Showed mozzarella stick. Solid.
Mozzarella stick é incrível também, meu.
But by popular choice, it's an S tier, I guess.
Ok.
Moving on to number 8, West Virginia's official food, the pepperoni roll. I think we got mostly votes for pepperoni.
The fuck?
Scratch down approved dough, you divide it into 8 pieces, stretch them out in a rectangle, add your pepperoni.
Mano, isto é tipo pouco chouriço. É o nosso pouco chouriço.
Sort of a log. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't make pepperoni rolls. This seems right. I'm guessing here. Bake at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes, let it cool slightly, and now we taste test.
Mano, isto parece muito pão com
With my
chouriço.
patented knife book. Did you know that this is available today? The link's in the description. Please go order it.
Knife not included.
I just did this.
Don't do
Special
that.
edition.
What the fuck?
Not much going on. Give it a C.
I'm giving it a B.
I would eat it again.
I'd eat it again.
I just wouldn't be that excited. I'm gonna give that a solid.
Mano, isto está-me a dar fome.
C tier. Now we move a little further south for number 9, North Carolina, a pulled pork sandwich with a...
Isto vai ser S. Isto vai ser S. Isto é tipo nível prego, mano. Eu até vou ser sincero, isto se calhar com molhinho, se calhar até maior que prego, porque isto está tipo horas, mano. Horas a fazer a carne. A carne é tão suave, mano.
Lexington style barbecue sauce. That's vinegar.
Ok, pronto, vai ser o S. Mas se não for S, estes gajos que se lixam, meu. Isto é S.
Spicy, bruv, but not too much. Now,
Isto é S.
Some people like the tomato-less Eastern style vinegar sauce, but this is what we're doing. I've had a long opinion about.
Se for da maneira que eu estou a pensar que é aquela da carne que demora, que é bué terrinha, essa é S. Esta já não sei como é que foi feita.
Barbecue sauces on pulled pork. It's good. It's a B.
That's true. I was gonna say that.
Ok. Então é normal, ok. Mas se for daquelas que demora...
Even if I was in North Carolina, I probably wouldn't be looking for pulled pork sandwiches.
I think pulled pork in general, aside from it being attached
Ok,
to
então
North Carolina.
este aqui que eles fizeram está a nível de prego. Prego é B, A, depende dos sítios. Depende dos sítios. Alguns são S, que são mesmo lendários, pregos lendários.
Mine is just B tier generally.
I'd agree with that.
So that came in at a B
Uma coisa que eu adoro é prego com ovo, mano, estrelado lá dentro.
It is quite literally the only canned
The fuck?
tier. Number 10, Hawaiian spam musubi.
Isto é do Havaí?
It's quite literally the
Juro.
only canned meat I accept because it's not canned meat. It's its own thing. You're gonna need a musubi mold, a half-cut piece of nori, layer in some rice, some sweet soy glazed spam. I mean, this is just a beautiful
Mano, isto parece ver
thing. Some more rice.
uma cena
press
que
it down, wrap that puppy up, and split it
Cásia
in half.
faz, mano. Mano,
It's
quer dizer,
beautiful right there, brother. I love spam musubi. I mean, look at that. It's a perfect food.
aí parece ser mesmo bom.
It was tough.
This is really hard.
But I'd say there's nothing wrong with this being a solid A tier.
A
Ok.
plus.
So close to
Ok.
S.
Very close.
I think it would be an S
Justo,
if we were from
é
Hawaii.
justo.
So I'll give it an A. Coming in at a ripe
É
A
justo.
tier. On to number 11, Wyoming. Elk. If you're confused, so am I. This is what the people of Wyoming voted for. So we went for a Wyoming elk steak, which is apparently pretty good for you. High in protein, zinc, B12, but contains
Este, mano, isto aqui eu comia assim. Eu comia assim, mesmo no osso, mano. Tá.
worse.
Ei, mano.
Low fat. Season it lightly, salt and pepper.
Low fat ainda por cima. Ui!
And baste it with a nice herby garlic butter. It's pretty gamey, but I like game.
I'm gonna give it a D.
I'm not a person who really
Sério?
game. I can see where the appreciation would come for it, but for me, it's an F.
I like wild game,
sério?
it's great, sure. But to represent out of all the foods that are here that we're gonna eat today, this is an F again.
Mano, para mim toda a carne é um S. Mano, juro por tudo. Toda a carne para mim é S.
F for no fat. Now remember, just because it's...
Ah, pois, ok. Como tem pouca gordura, ok, já. Se calhar fica demasiado seco. Por isso que eles metem a manteiga a derreter por cima. Ok, já faz
doesn't mean
sentido.
it's bad. It's just a
Faz
comparison
sentido.
to all the other foods that we have to eat today. It just didn't taste that special. So
Ok.
let's amp this up with number 12, Texas. This is...
Ui, Texas, mano. Mano, Texas é um sítio de carnes, mano.
where we
Oxi.
live. And it's not Whataburger, okay? And whoever voted for Whataburger to represent Texas, I'm gonna find you and ship you out of here, brother. Out of the hundreds of votes we got on Texas, the majority of them went to
Olha a maneira que aquilo caiu. Calma.
find
Isto
you
tem.
and ship you out of here, brother.
Olha, mano.
Out of the hundreds of votes we got on Texas, the majority of them went towards brisket.
Talk about enjoyment of food. Things melting in your mouth is very high up on that list. Good brisket never fails to do that. I'd put this in the A tier.
I'm going A as well.
If you live in Texas and you eat smoked brisket once or twice a month, kind of like, it's an A tier. If you're from out of town, it's an S tier. That being said, for us, we're giving brisket a solid, highly rated A tier. Number 13, Washington cedar plank salmon. Apparently they cook their famous Pacific
What? Na Madeira?
salmon on cedar planks. The food culture there seems to lean this way. Not sure how I feel about it, but we're gonna try it.
What the fuck?
So good.
It has such a good smokiness to it.
A
I'm
sério?
gonna go with A.
I'm gonna give it an A also.
In comparison to smoked salmon, this is really close. It's not exactly the same. I think this is an impressive thing to eat, and anyone who has not had this should eat it. We gotta give it an A.
Grande cena, olha, nunca tinha visto, meu.
For me. Shocking.
A ser
A
cozinhado
tier.
em madeira.
Number 14, Arkansas biscuits with chocolate gravy. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. There's no way this is gonna rank highly.
This might be the most American thing we have.
Arkansas. Is this a dessert?
It looks like one.
I mean, one thing I do know is that these biscuits are great because they're from my old cookbook, which you should get my new cookbook, which is in the link in the description.
Do you think this is the only food we're gonna eat that looks the same coming out as it does going in?
This is amazing. You can't beat that.
Wow, that works out way too well. I wanted to hate this a lot.
A sério.
Arkansas, holy
I'm gonna say this is a well.
Mano, isto é tipo panqueca super pu, bué grande, com chocolate por cima.
S for me.
What? É assim tão bom?
How is that not an S tier if we just ate a whole one without even thinking about it?
True.
I'll go S tier for
Whoa. I hate that this is so simple and dumb. I don't want to give it an S. I'm going to give it an A++++, almost S, because part of me just doesn't feel right about this, but it doesn't matter. Somehow, Arkansas grappled its way into S tier.
Damn.
Moving on.
Damn.
To number
Isto, olha,
15.
cocas. Eu estava a fazer conteúdo no outro canal também, ok?
Missouri.
É assim a vida. Até berro.
St. Louis favorite. It's just ravioli that's been breaded and fried.
É assim, eu já estou aqui desde as 7h30, por isso perdeste meia hora e eu avisei.
Good old GD. That's golden brown delicious. Gotta be good.
I'm gonna go C.
I'm gonna go B. I kind of liked it.
D. I'm sure it can be better. I just don't need it to be like that. So we'll
Okay.
average it out at C tier. Number 16, Nevada, which you'd be shocked how hard it was to find a dish for this place because it's a desert, and weirdly enough,
Hoje aqui,
the number one
eu hoje
voted
aqui
item
à
was
horinha um pouco. Desculpa, mas é, eu tive a fazer RPG no canal do amigo meu.
From a culinary standpoint, this is just a shrimp cocktail. I think it's a
A
D.
sério?
We got a D.
Yeah, também é verdade. É só camarão com coisa.
a
Para
B
tu.
and an A. So I think that probably evens it
É o
out
B.
to what? A C?
Ah, C? Pois,
Number
yeah.
17, Delaware.
Mano, que é esta merda? Que é isto? Que é isto?
Scrapple. So apparently this is actually from Pennsylvania, but Delaware loves it so much that they voted for it to represent them. I'm
Que
sorry
isto?
if you don't like this choice. Neither did we.
Smelly deli.
Que é esta merda?
I don't want to eat.
Mano, isto.
Gosh.
What the fuck is this, man?
Do you know the way throw up feels in your mouth when it's coming up? That's the way that feels.
É uma esponja para limpar a cozinha.
Get better.
É para limpar o teu estômago, meu. Porque aquilo faz-te vomitar, fica tudo limpinho lá dentro.
Food.
F tier.
Number 18, Rhode Island, calamari. You should know what this is. It's
Okay.
quite literally
Calamari.
Calamari.
Okay.
Tossed in a little garlic butter, some hot peppers. Sounds good.
Ok.
I don't like calamari, but it
Deve ser
kinda just
tipo-
tastes like anything fried.
Honestly, one of your best steaks ever. I
Sim.
was trying to figure out how to describe it. That's exactly what it is.
I'm gonna give a strong
São os
powerful
calamares
C.
que já comemos cá. Yeah.
I grew up in the Northeast. I think this is fire.
It's a really
Para mim, este tipo de coisas, se não for estaladiço, é um C, para ser sincero. Se for estaladiço, vai para um B.
strong, powerful.
Porque não é assim. Não é assim,
We'll
tchana.
average that out at B.
Mesma coisa que as argolas de Lula, meu. Não é assim.
Number 19, South Dakota Chislic. I don't know.
Dás
if I
essas
should
notas
be
porque
saying
não
that
comes
word
choco
out loud.
frito. Choco frito também depende. Se for crocante, vai para o A. Se for assim, vai para o C. Nem vai para o B, vai para o C. Porque é tipo. Pronto. É ok. Tem que ser. Isto para ser bom tem que estar estaladiço, mano.
But hey, whatever you say, South Dakota. It's seasoned lamb on skewers and, well, deep fries. Sometimes people use mutton or venison, but it's just seasoned and thrown directly in a deep fryer. That's it.
Isto é a minha praia.
People use mutton or venison.
Isto é a minha praia. Eu juro-te, se eu fosse vegetariano, eu ia entrar em depressão, mano. Eu juro por tudo. Eu juro por tudo. Eu ia entrar em depressão se eu fosse vegetariano. Porque eu adoro carne. Eu adoro. Mano, a carne para mim está no nível de sushi, mano. Estão os dois no topo para mim. Carne de steakhouse e sushi. Estão lá assim.
But it's just seasoned and thrown directly in a deep fryer. That's it.
Not mad at that at all.
Eu adoro.
Good.
I'd give it an A. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'll give it a B.
If there was something that was traditionally supposed to go with this, I would give it a higher rating than I'm about to give it. I'm gonna give that a solid B.
Por isso que eu fiz um workshop de steakhouse. Agora sei os truques. Eu sei os truques. Como é que se fazem aquelas carnes mesmo.
So we average out at a B.
Number 20, North Dakota. We finally made it to the other Dakota. This is called
Bons
Nofla.
pets.
Nofla? You guys know I'm not great with pronunciations.
Mete o sushi na
Long story
frigideira.
short, it's a creamy
Não.
German chicken and
No.
dumpling soup. I have a good feeling about this
Mano.
one.
Goddamn.
Very good. I'm gonna
É assim, os hot rolls por acaso são bons. Por acaso são bons. Os hot rolls. São sim,
give
senhora.
this an A, but it's a very enjoyable A.
It's an A.
It's creamy, it's salty, it's rich. It's also surprisingly balanced. But what I love about it, and what's different about this than any other soup, is these chewy dumplings that are in there. This is an A. that
Sabem o
aspires
que é
to
que
be
eu
an
adoro,
S.
mano?
That came in at an
Que eu, cada vez que eu como, eu fico tipo, fuck, porque é que isto acaba tão rápido? Vocês metem, eu não sei qual é o queijo, mas o meu pai faz de uma maneira que é num coisa de cerâmica, ok? Mete lá queijo e depois as especiarias e umas, pronto, as especiarias, mano, aquece aquilo, depois aquilo mano, com a tosta, mano, ou no pão. Ai, mano, aquele queijo derretido, mano, é aquela maneira de fazer o queijo derretido, mano, é incrível, mano. É mesmo bom.
tier. Number 21, Alabama barbecue chicken with white barbecue sauce. That's a
Okay.
thing. I have always thought white barbecue sauce was illegal with my
What
mom
the
being
fuck?
from Texas and
Eu nunca,
well, us
por
living in
acaso
Texas.
nunca vi, mano. Um molho de barbecue branco.
But hey, we'll give it a try. You got a nice smoked
Eu
chicken,
sempre vi tipo
drizzled
vermelho
generously with a
castanho.
mayo vinegar-based white barbecue sauce, which apparently keeps the chicken from drying out. I don't know how true that is.
Ok.
It's actually really good. I'm into that.
For me, that's an A.
It's a B minus. It's close to a C.
It's good. It's just, if I were to never have that again, I wouldn't care.
Number 22, Virginia, which everybody voted for country ham. That was it.
Okay.
Didn't vote for anything else. So we decided, well, let's give Virginia a helping hand and try to at least put it on a sandwich, which, come to find out, it's served as a sandwich on a buttered biscuit traditionally.
D.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D. Like, if I had to eat it, I would eat it and not hate it, but only if I had to eat it.
Oh my
Ok.
God, I'm shocked. The
Tipo,
D
se
tier?
não houvesse mais nenhuma coisa no menu e só houvesse aquilo.
I'm not shocked. Number 23, Iowa, which is the Iowa chop.
Oh
it's
my
just a pork
God.
porterhouse. I don't know how Iowa
Mano, não
is allowed
interessa,
to make
cara.
this. That's all it is. You sear it, you flip it, maybe you baste it with some butter, fresh thyme, rosemary, bay leaf, and let it rest. It's good gonna be good. I mean, but it's just a pork chop. Before we
Não
taste this, please
interessa.
understand. I know some Iowas, whatever they're called. I don't know. I'm sorry. Also
Mas
voted for pork
este é aquele
tenderloin
tipo
sandwich.
de-
Unfortunately, that was way
de comida que eu como assim devagarinho ao pé da lareira no inverno, mano. Assim, a petiscar. Ei, sabe
outvoted
tão
for
bem.
Indiana,
Eu
which we'll
adoro.
talk about next. But first, let's taste test Iowa.
It's a pork chop. I give it a C.
Tipo,
It's a C as well.
uma peça de carne
C2.
assim separada.
So
Tumba,
moving
tumba,
on to
tumba.
number
Ai,
24, Indiana, which is, yes, the pork
Mano,
tenderloin sandwich.
isto faz-me lembrar uma cena cá no Porto, que é com panados gigantes, mano. Que é tipo, o pãozinho é assim, depois o panado. Não faz
Before you
sentido,
get
meu.
mad, we can
Não
pretend
é-
that you
não-
also
não
got
faz
this too.
sentido.
This item got votes on both of these states, which is quite literally bottom bun, yellow mustard, massive, like comedically large piece of fried pork.
Mas
raw
isso não
onions,
faz
mustard on
sentido.
Top bun, lit it and eat it. I know this looks like a joke. Google it. It's a real thing.
I think
What?
it's a fun eating experience actually because like you could nibble on the outside and get just pork and then nibble on the inside get a sandwich.
It's a good sandwich.
It's a good sandwich. The best version of this sandwich would get a B.
Ok.
Alaska smoked salmon spread is next. Start by mixing cream cheese and salmon. Add some sliced chives,
Ooh.
shallot, season with Tabasco, Worcestershire, and lemon juice, a little salt. Pack that into a ramekin beautifully. Maybe some little crostinis.
really good
Eu também adoro isto. Eu adoro este tipo de coisas. Os patês e tal, com as tostas. Uma cena que eu curti bué e eu tenho a receita para fazer. Eu não me lembro do nome. Mas é com carne crua. Por isso tem que se ter cuidado ao fazer. Porque aquilo usas a carne crua e depois tens que meter cebola crua também e outras coisas para anular o problema da carne
To
crua.
me, it's not like a top
Mano, mas fica tão bom. Tão bom. Eu não me lembro do nome daquilo.
meal out of 50 states.
Mas-
It's an A for me.
Precisas saber mesmo como é que aquilo se faz. Senão, ou fica uma merda e dá problema, ou fica uma merda e não dá problema. E depois há o outro que é. Pronto, é bué da bom.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Even if you separate this from the dip and you just call it salmon, salmon is an incredible thing. And it comes from Alaska. It's one of the most
Salmão.
amazing ingredients in the world. And in
Yeah.
this form, it's incredible. I think just because of
Muito
its
bom.
significance, I gotta give it an S. I would take away an
Damn.
S from another dish. So this could also be S.
I would take cheese curds off for this.
There are other things that are like cheese curds. There's nothing like this. This is an irreplaceable thing.
A mind-boggling listing at S tier? So
Damn.
sorry, but Wisconsin gets demoted to an A tier. We have a general
Damn.
consensus decision to go ahead and demote it. Wisconsin, I'm sorry. Number 26.
As cenas dos queijinhos, mano.
Michigan, the pasty. It's a weird name. It reminds me a lot of
Paste.
English baked pastry. And that's what this is. It's a baked pastry filled with beef, veggies. It looks like
Oh! Isto parece ser bom?
Whoa, okay. Super crispy and tender on the outside.
Okay.
It's buttery, it's flaky. It's kind of like all the elements of a great hand pie, but it's savory.
I give it an A for all those reasons.
I would go with an A also.
Where's this from, Michigan?
Specifically, the Upper Peninsula.
Upper Peninsula, shout out. That's a solid A.
that comes out at
Let's
an
go.
A tier. Number 27, Colorado. Pork chili verde stew. This seems like a really interesting choice for Colorado. Hatch chilies,
É, quero já-
roasted,
Mano,
poblano.
pessoal, eu já venho rápido, mano. Eu quero ir buscar tipo uns croquetes que eu tenho ali em baixo para comer. Mano, eu já venho. Eu estou mesmo cheio da fome, mano. Eu não tomei eu não comi o lanche, ok? Eu estou a ver comida. Eu estou cheio da fome. Já venho. É rápido. É bem rápido. Ei, grandes croquetes, mano. Oh, tá hoje.
Tomatillo, some lime, simmered nice and low and slow.
Ok.
That's great.
That's great.
That's really good.
That's an S for me.
That's an S for me.
I have to think. I don't know. I don't know if I want to give it an S. I feel like I can only
Setting.
eat so much of it until I'm like, I'm done. I'm giving it an A. But I'm outnumbered. I love it. Colorado, S tier.
Number 28, Maine. The lobster roll. We all love a good lobster
Ok. Tem grande aspecto.
roll. This is a legendary
Com limão. Oh,
sandwich, roll, hot dog. What is this? Toasted split top bun, mandatory. In goes our lobster, which was heated gently in butter. Add a little bit of chives, maybe some lemon. Now let's taste.
It's a regional specialty, and I think specialties have a really high place on a tier list. This lives up to the hype. I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm also gonna give it an A.
It's big hunks of lobster in a roll. And it tastes good. I'm going to give it a solid A.
We have
tenho que fazer isto. Tenho que fazer uma cena destas.
Number 29, Connecticut, which they call this New Haven pizza, but they also pronounce it Abitz. I don't know what's going on in Connecticut. So we added a slightly more tart sauce, a little bit of pecorino romano, olive oil. It's very, very, very light on the cheese. Look, we're cooking this in a super hot Gosney dome to mimic the heat of the Connecticut coal ovens. Pull it out. It's charred, slightly crispy, yet foldable.
Ok.
Let's taste.
Então é bué da simples. É bué da fininha.
I'm gonna go D on this because really
Pois,
what
não
this
tem
is
muita
a cheese pizza
exato.
with less cheese than normal.
I would go
Exato.
D. If you
Yeah.
live in New Haven, just take the train to New York City. It's an hour
Muito verdade.
away.
I think this is worth no more than a D.
Oof, a damning D tier. Number 30, Tennessee. You might guess what this is. I'll give you a hint. It's Nashville hot chicken. I love this dish. I'm gonna do my best to be unbiased. You toss your crackling fried chicken into a spicy hot seasoned oil all over the chicken legs. You do not go light on the calories here. Put it on a big, thick slice of white bread, a couple pickles, and bon appetit.
Got a little kick. Out of all the fried chickens in the world, I do love Nashville hot, but I'm gonna give it an A.
Eu não gosto muito quando a comida tem muito picante. Eu gosto só daquele toque do picante. Por isso que eu adoro agridoce. O agridoce tem o toque de picante para mim perfeito.
I'm gonna agree with an A.
I'd agree with the A.
Delicious A.
Number 31, Louisiana. Gumbo. And yes, we're using my gumbo recipe. I do mix land and sea. I know a lot of people say that's a no-no. Look, I've talked to a lot of my Cajun friends. I have yet to see them not mix land and sea. Maybe they're lying, maybe it's wrong. I know the comments are gonna go crazy. Look, it is what it is. I still think this is the daddy of all soups and stews. It gets ladled nice and hot into a bowl. Big scoop of rice in the center, garnished with some green onion, maybe some chopped parsley.
I'm going on the A route, but I can see it being an S. It's very good.
I give it an S. It's just such a well-balanced dish.
Out of all the most influential things that exist in food
Tem
today,
bom
this
aspecto.
is an S.
Louisiana joins the ranks of S tier. Number 32, Mississippi,
Conseguiu, mano.
which is just fried catfish with comeback sauce. It's not that crazy. It's literally just deep fried catfish, mayo-based sauce. It's tart, it's got spices.
It does taste good.
I'd give it a B- if I could, which falls on the B tier.
I'm gonna give it a B.
Some moods I would give this a B, some moods I'd give it a C. Right now I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
The comeback sauce is an A. Fish is a C. So I think this equalizes out to like a B tier.
Number
Okay.
33, Florida, the Cuban sandwich, probably one of the most famous / iconic sandwiches known to man. Now, I don't know if this sandwich was really invented in America, but it is one of the most popular things in all of Florida.
Tem
And it was
muito
the
bom
most
aspecto,
You
meu.
gotta get the right Cuban bread. Mustard and pickle to your bread, Swiss
tem que ser
cheese,
com o pão
ham,
cubano. Ok.
and slow-cooked mojo pork shoulder. More cheese. Butter the tops of the sandwich. And you cook it in a sandwich
What?
press until it's super flat, ultra crispy, melty, delicious, sliced at a diabolical bias.
I'm gonna give it an A. That was excellent. That's better than most Cubanos I've had in my
Okay.
and I'm gonna get dragged for that.
It's an A tier sandwich, but over all the
Tem
dishes,
que fazer uma cena assim parecida.
I'd say it's a B.
Imagina com. Ai, como é que se chama? É o bolo rei. Não, não é bolo rei. Mano, eu já me esqueci. É aquele pão que não é pão, mas é bolo. Não é bolo rei, mano. É pão de rei. Não, mano. Espera aí. Não é pão rei? Não. Mano, é uma cena assim. É bolo qualquer coisa. Bolo. Um bolo que parece pão, mas não é. Bolo do caco. É bolo do caco. Bolo do caco. É bolo do caco, é. É isso mesmo. Bolo do caco. Mano, bolo do rei. É, bolo do caco. Mano, isto fazer desta maneira, com o bolo do caco. Vai ser tão bom, mano. É da Madeira. Mano, obrigado, Madeira. Obrigado. Mano, bolo do caco é incrível.
Incredible sandwich, and it's definitely worth making a trip to Florida.
Espera, o Ocalhas é da Madeira, não é?
But after
Não é da Madeira, é. Do arquipélago. É da Madeira, é. Ocalhas, muito obrigado, mano. Obrigado por trazeres o bolo do caco.
33 plates, it just didn't hit
Tens
as
a
hard
ouvir
as
uma
usual.
música do bolo do
Number
caco. Não é da
34,
Madeira, mas é
Massachusetts
do arquipélago da
clam
Madeira.
chowder, also known as New England clam chowder. This is an OG one. It's creamy, it's sweet, garnished with crispy chopped bacon, parsley, cracked pepper. It is actually one of my favorite soups. It deserves more love, but only one way to find out how much love.
I've never had clam chowder before.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
excited, yeah.
gotta be an
Música
S.
do bolo
I think
do
it does
cacto.
too.
What
That's
the
such a
fuck?
classic.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Mano, isto deve ser
I'm
muito
gonna go
bom.
A. I feel like we're just kind of throwing S's around.
In the soup liquid world, is chicken soup above this?
Gumbo's above this.
Regardless of Vikram's opinion.
Mano, canja de galinha. Ainda por cima da minha avó, mano. Eu juro, eu nunca comi uma canja de galinha melhor do que a da minha avó. Toda a gente que já comeu a canja da avó Gracete, mano, esquece. Esquece. Perguntam sempre, quando é festas e isso tudo, onde é que está a canja da dona Gracete, mano? É das sopas lendárias, mano, juro.
S's have it.
Number 35, Kentucky Hot Brown. This looks like a demonic creature that would
Uma
emerge
cena
from the
que
magical
isto me fez lembrar é o ovo roto. Curto bué de ovo roto.
wardrobe
roto é
in a
muito bom.
fantasy movie. And this recipe comes directly from the place that invented it, the Brown Hotel. So that's where the hot brown comes from. Thought it was another reference. It's slices of bread in a pan arranged
Mas
like
o
this
ovo
and
roto
half-
é da onde? É português ou é espanhol? Por acaso não sei. É que a Espanha também come muito de ovo roto.
Sprinkle of
Ovo
pecorino
roto.
cheese, and you blast it in the broiler.
É espanhol.
pull it out, and well, I mean, it is hot and sort of brown. Top with bacon and garnish with paprika and parsley.
How do you eat this?
O ovo
The
roto
cheese melts really well with the turkey. If you saw that on like
é espanhol, deixa ver. Já agora vamos ver. Ovo roto. Roto, não é roto, é roto. Origem. Ovo roto. Não, não é ovo estrelado, mano. É ovo roto. O Evras roto. Epá, deve ser. Deve ser, deve ser. Deve ser. Muchas gracias por fazerem o Evras roto.
it'd be really good sandwich.
Why can't they just make this a sandwich?
It tastes good,
It does taste good.
but it's a mess.
I'm gonna give that a C.
Muy
I'm gonna
bueno,
give it a
muy
C.
bueno.
I'm gonna give it a C also.
That's an easy C.
Number 36, Idaho. You would think
Idaho.
potatoes? Well, guess what was voted for?
Man, isto é
Battered
puré?
steak fingers. I don't
What?
like the way that these look.
The
It's essentially
fuck?
like a tempura battered piece of steak that gets deep fried.
I just
Okay.
farted, so if you smell that, I'm so sorry.
Oh god.
You didn't even eat the steak fingers yet.
Supposedly, this is the recipe that comes from the place that created the Idaho steak finger. What I don't
Okay.
like about it is that it's a batter,
Hey,
and
man,
I
but
just don't think that
Mano, é tão mole, mano. Parece uma pizza, mano. Parece uma
that's
pizza,
gonna do
mano.
well with.
Olha- Mano, parece uma pizza, mano.
Batter aside, this
Oh,
steak
mano,
is so
uma cena flácida, mole, assim. Mano, parece uma pizza, mano. Ainda por cima de carne, mano.
well done. I don't know how frying this was gonna make it any better. I'm gonna go with an F for this.
I'm gonna give this a
E
solid.
com carne lá,
I'm really
exato,
sorry,
mano.
Idaho. Maybe lead with a potato dish next time.
Mano,
Now we're moving to the Midwest to try Bierock from Kansas. For
Ok.
number 37,
Mano, parece
Hamburger
bem-
from
isto parece bem.
Nebraska.
As
for
bolas
number
de Bruno.
38. That's 2 for 1. They're both very similar, with beef and cabbage-filled pastry pockets. But the big difference is that Kansas Bierock is just straight cooked cabbage, and the Nebraska Runza is sauerkraut.
Kansas,
Ah,
Bierock.
mas tem
I've never
cena.
heard of this.
Parece-
Really reminds me of like a.
Mano, parece uns peixes que eu comi há pouco tempo. Olha, até foi nesta semana. Como é que é, Salvas? Mano, são pãozinhos assim redondos, mas parece pão de leite, mano. Ai, a pão de leite é muito bom. O que se faz por aqui? Olha, estamos a ver um
Claro.
vídeo de. Eles experimentaram as comidas mais famosas de todos os estados dos Estados Unidos.
Or a klobasnik. I mean, it's good. Not a lot going on. This feels very necessity food. Like, this is all you got. I'm gonna give it a C.
I'll go C as
Bem,
well.
parece
Could be
ser.
better. Kansas,
Isto é daquele tipo de
very
comida
necessity food. Like, this
que é preciso colocar mais coisas
is all
daquilo
you
que eu
got.
estou a
I'm gonna
ver.
give it a C.
I'll go C as well.
E eles no final vão fazer uma batalha dos S's. Como é que é ir isto? Tudo
Could be
bem?
better. Kansas, C.
Estou muito very
Now let's see how the
nice.
Nebraska Runza fares.
I'm not about the sauerkraut. That's why I'd
Mas
give
deve
it
ser.
a C.
Yeah, é tipo é a mesma coisa.
It's a slight step up from Kansas, but it's very similar, so I'll give it a B.
Yeah,
I agree.
é
I'll go
tipo
with
a
the
mesma
B
coisa.
We're
Depois
going
vai
with
ouvir.
B.
Tá bem, tá.
Number
Eu
39,
depois ouço a música.
Georgia, a place
Peraí que eu-
plentiful of incredible food.
Acho que tá.
Georgia
Peraí.
with lemon pepper wet wings. This uses my lemon pepper
Ok,
wet
calma,
recipe.
calma.
So we deep fried our wings, we tossed them in
É do Kim
the
Barreiros,
sauce,
mano.
garnished with a little bit of flaky salt. You know, it's nice.
Easy S tier.
S.
É o quê? Eu não vi.
Sauce. This uses plentiful of incredible food. Georgia with lemon pepper wet wings. This uses my lemon pepper wet recipe. So we fried our wings, we tossed them beautifully in our sauce, garnished with a little bit of flaky salt. You know, it's nice.
Easy S tier.
S.
Tangy, crispy, flavorful.
It's an
Damn.
ultimate wing.
After the second chew, my brain immediately went S tier.
It was
Damn.
on my mind.
So we're gonna follow up a heavy hitter with another heavy hitter. Number 40, New York pizza.
New York
this
pizza.
is a big contender.
É-
And it's cheese,
é conhecido.
pepperoni sometimes.
É conhecido.
Parm, red pepper flakes. It's an Italian-American icon. Has to be S tier.
I'm gonna go A. I have no complaints about a good New York
Acabei de
slice.
jantar isso
I love
lá.
New York pizza.
E tá lá fome. Mano, tu já comeste, mano. Eu comi 2 croquetes. Bué da grandes assim, ó. Very nice.
I think it's nostalgic. I think it's special.
Pizza é de Itália. Também. Mas olha que a pizza de New York falam muito bem, por
I think
acaso.
it's one of a kind. And every time I go to New York, I get a slice.
Mas por
It's still-
acaso, mano, pizza italiana. Muito bom. Então aquelas que têm o azeite por cima. Ux.
I'm gonna give it a B too. I think New York pizza is the worst form of pizza there is.
A shocking B tier. On to number 41, Montana Huckleberry Pie.
It's good. It's good.
3.
I
O quê? Em Itália? 3 meses?
do quite like the
Phonics.
flavor of a huckleberry.
This is just like pops of freshness. It's about a B. I'm not wow.
Ok.
Flavor.
Number 41, Montana Huckleberry Pie.
What the fuck?
Good. It's good. I do
Sim,
quite
senhor.
like the
Em
flavor.
em
of a
Erasmus.
huckleberry.
Ah,
This
ok,
is just like
Faz
pops
sentido.
of freshness. It's about a B. I'm
Muito
not
nice.
wowed.
In comparison to blueberry and blackberry, way more fun, way more diverse of a flavor, way like fruitier and rich and.
There's a very big depth of flavor in this pie.
I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm gonna give it an A also.
We're
Ok.
gonna average out at a light A tier pie.
Next up, number 42, Arizona's Sonoran
Oh,
Dog.
claro,
Bacon
hot
wrapped,
dog,
deep
mano.
fried hot
Tinha
dogs,
que ter hot
extraordinarily
dog.
hot weather. It's,
Mano,
you know,
eu quero bué
sweaty.
experimentar o Frankie's Hot Dog, mano. Frankie's Dog, o que é? Mano, deve ser muito bom. Falam que é o melhor sítio que tu podes comer cachorros quentes, mano. Aqui em Portugal. É no Frankie's.
Match made in heaven, I guess.
Há um na Almada, mas eu não sei se é a mesma coisa que lá no Norte, mano. Mas há um na Almada, um Frankie's, que eu já encontrei. Mas
I'm a
não sei, eu
Chicago dog in
depois
this
vou ver.
video, but I'd do a Chicago dog over this one any day.
Yeah, me too.
I'd go B.
S tier.
What?
Yeah, that
Tá
is-
tipo, este cachorro do Frankie's está considerado. Os cachorros de lá está considerado tipo dos melhores cachorros do mundo, mano. É impressionante.
ultimate hot dog to me.
I'm gonna give that a solid C.
Quero bem comer.
I think this
Deixa
averages
eu vir ao
around
Norte
a
Ruzado
B
e depois
tier.
vamos ver o que é boa comida.
43,
Mano, eu adoro francesinha, mano. Eu adoro. Mano, juro. Quando é uma boa francesinha, tu sabes que aquilo enche para caraças, mas esquece, aquilo é rapado, mano.
Carolina.
Aquilo é rapado. Até o molho, mano.
Low country boy.
Ai,
It's
tão
really
bom.
good.
That's really good.
I
Isso
would
tem
almost
bom
go A.
aspecto.
I'm gonna go B. It's very enjoyable, but there is definitely a ceiling. I think this is like probably the best.
E
version
uma
of it you
coisa.
can get.
Uma coisa que eles que disseram aqui nos comentários que eu vi. Fazer isto na Europa, mano. Eles irem para a Europa e fazer tipo o melhor. Não é o melhor, é tipo o mais famoso de cada país. Estou aqui à espera da mesa pela francinha e pelo fino.
It's close to an A, but it lives in the B
Mano,
category.
I'm
é
gonna
tão
go out
bom
and order some
francinha.
grits and I'm gonna enjoy it, but it has a ceiling, and therefore I'm gonna give it a B plus, but still a B.
Number 44, New Hampshire Apple Cider Donuts. This apparently was the only dish New Hampshireans voted for.
Apple cider donuts hold a
Epá,
special place in my heart being from the Northeast.
é jol,
They're
é
still
fino,
not
é
that
tudo.
great.
Here's the thing, I don't
Overrated.
need to eat another one of these again.
Só eu desapareci. Mano, isso é porque nunca comeste uma boa. Quer dizer, se calhar já comeste. Não, tu já comeste. Vais muitas vezes lá ao norte. Pronto, olha, cada um com os seus
They're
gostos, mas eu
great,
adoro.
They taste good. Just give me a normal donut and
Eu
put
adoro.
cinnamon sugar on it and call it a day.
Se não tiver demasiado picante, para mim está perfeito. Eu gosto, como eu já falei, eu gosto daquele toquezinho. Tive um gajo aí de Lisboa que fazia um fino e disse que não sabia o que era.
I'm gonna give
É,
it
é ignorante. É ignorante, meu.
a C.
I mean,
Tipo,
it's C
o
for
molho é de
being,
caralho.
like,
Yeah,
decent,
o
but
molho é
nothing
muito bom.
higher.
I'm gonna give it a D for decent. So we're gonna average this out at C for New Hampshire.
Number 45, Maryland. The crab cake. I was just there recently to sign literal thousands of books. Which, by
Ai,
the
que
way, those signed
bem! Tu viste ele? Ai, é puto! Agora sim, assim, é
copies are
tipo.
available now. You can click the link
Nada
in the
de uau.
description.
Mas o que faz uau é um molho, mano. Mas o molho com pão como deve ser e carne como deve ser. Porque senão fica tudo... fica tudo com o molho, meu. Tripas à moda. Esse tipo de coisa já não é muito a minha onda. Tipo órgãos e isso. já não curto muito. Gosto mais de carne. Já agora farcinha de porco ou de vaca? Possivelmente vaca. Gosto mais de vaca do que porco.
Crab cakes with a wedge of lemon. They're very basic. I have eaten a lot of disappointing crab cakes, so hopefully this is not another one for the list.
It's S tier.
I feel like we're learning a lot about America, but it's really hard trying to differentiate between
Original de porco. Sim, eu sei. A de porco é original, mas epá, prefiro a de vaca. Não tem um sabor assim tão forte. O molho já tem um sabor forte. Depois é o sabor forte do porco que fica demasiado puxado. Eu prefiro que o molho seja forte, mas depois seja mais leve em termos de. Pronto, vocês perceberam.
That's an S for me.
Dude, that's a whole ass.
Isso deve ser muito bom, mano.
That's a good
Deve ser bué da bom.
crab cake.
Tipo um coisa de caranguejo, mano. Se as perninhas de caranguejo já são bué da bons.
S tier. Moving on, number 46.
É tudo à bruta.
Pennsylvania Philly cheesesteak. We
Tu é
know
que és
about
um
Philly
palito. Não, eu estou a falar do sabor forte, mano. Não é tipo de ficar tipo cheio. Estás a ver? Eu estou a falar tipo. Epá, eu prefiro sentir tudo do que só sentir aquilo e depois ter o resto. Estás a perceber? Eu gosto de comida que consiga sentir várias coisas.
cheesesteak. We traveled all the way to Philly to learn everything.
Por isso que eu no kebab peço tudo, mano. Menos o picante, porque o picante deles é doido, mano. O picante deles é para picar mesmo, que aquilo tira o sabor. Eu gosto de sentir o sabor das coisas.
Good. It should rank decently.
Aí as batatas é muito bom também. Com a francinha.
Philly
Com
cheesesteaks are
molhinho.
good, and they can be made better by adding more cheese or better beef, but ultimately, it's always going to be capped at a good, nice, strong B.
Mano, quando eu puder, mano, vou começar a fazer streams de culinária, mano. Fazemos com cada coisa, mano. Ai, mas isso é se isto correr bem, mano, e tiver possibilidades. Aí, mas curtia bué.
Oregon Marionberry pie.
Oregon. This is the most Oregon pie I can think of because it contains berries that were literally invented, apparently, in a college in Oregon. I don't like the texture of this. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go C. Just very average pie experience.
I'm also
Ok.
gonna give it a C. To me, this pie was pretty one note.
Pie crust is great. It's seasoned nicely. The sugar levels are good. But from a flavor perspective, because the only thing you're relying on is the Marionberry that's in here, it's a D. Just go get blueberries and call it a day. I'm sorry, Oregon.
Não tens de
You're
cozinhar
great.
o
My
almoço
wife
e
loves
jantar,
you. That's a
aproveitas.
D pie.
Epá, por acaso não, mas às vezes calha eu ao fazer o jantar, já calhou. Mas é difícil, meu. Eu não sei como fazer porque eu não tenho tipo câmera mesmo. Eu tenho a webcam. Eu tenho o telemóvel já, mas não é a mesma coisa, meu. E não tenho laptop, essa é a cena. Eu não tenho portátil, só tenho torre.
Number 48, Illinois. This was tough. The Italian beef sandwich beat out Chicago hot dogs by 2 whole votes. And deep dish pizza
O que eu gostaria
by
de
1
fazer
vote.
era como o Ant-Man, é ter o setup assim numa zona porreira em que dá para virar a câmera para a cozinha. Eu já estou a pensar tipo numa casinha só para mim, estão a ver? Era fixe, levas a torre e qualquer jeito do forno. Mano, já é quente para caraças, vão ter no forno, mano.
It's Mr. Beef time, baby. Shout out to
Usando
Mr.
a
Beef.
cozinha,
We love
pois
each other,
é.
by the way. Big kisses. So you have thinly sliced roast beef heated in jus, placed in a roll, topped with a relish called
Ei, isto deve ser
jardinera.
bom.
The whole sandwich is heavily
Com um mix de... Ai,
Now let's
experimentos, isso
rank.
deve
Mr.
ser
Beef,
bom.
if you're watching, I love you. Why don't you ever
Precisa
send
de
me
um
pictures
cameraman.
like you used to?
Também pode ser.
What do you think I'm gonna say? Italian beef is what most people are gonna say is the top dish in Illinois, and I can stand by it being an S tier.
Vikram's from
Man.
Illinois,
This is true.
so F.
I'm gonna give it an S. I would have rather had a
És de um F, mano.
Chicago dog.
There's literally
Damn.
no sandwich quite like an Italian beef. And at the right time, at the right hour, it's cold outside, you bite one, it's juicy, it's hot, it's fatty, it's like everything you want. There's nothing more you need in it. A gold star
Pouquinho.
S tier.
S,
rating.
mano. S tier.
S tier.
cameraman aqui.
Next,
Pois é.
Vermont, the maple creamy. I have never heard of this, but I've also never thought of Vermont before. So thank you for voting for it. Using my soft serve custard, we cut down the eggs and the vanilla and added maple syrup. That's quite literally, it's a very simple.
Então é um fake gelado, mano.
Now let's taste.
We're sharing a cone
fake
together
gelado.
because that's what men do. That is insanely good.
That's very good. I'm gonna go A because it was enjoyable. It blew my mind, but compared to 50 other things, I'd just call it an A.
I'm going S. That was great.
This goes to A tier. You have to understand, there's so many ice cream.
Sabem o que é que eu adoro? Top tier mousses, ok? Top tier mousses. Mousse de lima, mousse de manga. E, mano, baba de camelo é parecido com mousse, por isso é parecido com mousse. É tipo o primo da mousse. Olha a Patrícia, como é que é? Tudo bem? Muito obrigado pelo sub.
There's no added textures to this. It's one
Tá tudo
note.
bem?
It tastes amazing and it deserves an A tier. This is like a Michelin rating, right? It's worth making a trip to try, but nothing more.
Olha o
Coming in at
croc,
an
como é que é?
tier. Finally, number 50.
Também está
our
tudo
last
bem. Pois é, tu foste
California,
ao Iberanime, não foi? Como é que foi o
which
Iberanime?
is the Cali burrito. There were a
Eu
lot of
não
votes
cheguei a ir
here.
porque esqueci que havia o Iberanime. Mas vou ao Lisboa Games Week.
Beat out
Vou ao Lisboa
street
Games
tacos,
Week.
in and out, but did it deserve to? Making it as shockingly
Foi
simple.
fixe?
Nice hot
Boa,
burrito
boa.
sized tortilla spread on some guac, sour cream, topped with a big load of crispy French fries. I know. it
Também
sounds weird.
vais?
Carne
Nice.
asada. Add a green
Olha, eu
or
vou
red
sábado e
salsa,
domingo.
Monterey Jack cheese.
Vou
Roll it
com a
nice and
equipa.
doit. Burrito rolling is not the easiest thing, but I know you can master it. And this
Isto é
is
um
the secret.
burrito.
You must place it in a pan, seam side down, medium heat, toast it. It will lock
Boa,
that
boa, boa.
burrito shut. Flip, toast the
Então
other
olha,
side,
se calhar a
then
gente
cut it in
encontra
half.
só.
That's the special thing we're looking at. Let's taste.
This feels
Isto
like
deve ser
all the
mesmo bom.
best elements you could put in a burrito, and for that, I'm giving it an S.
I'm gonna go S and agree with
Mano,
everything
ele já tem bué de cenas no
Vikram
S.
said.
The crunch from the French fries is creamy, cheesy, beefy. If it's done right, it is perfectly balanced. It doesn't need any more. It is where it should be. S tier.
California burrito,
Mano,
S tier.
eles têm. Eles têm bué de cenas, meu.
Goddamn
Vais
right.
onde?
But wait,
Acho que é para a semana. Não, para a semana, no outro fim de semana, sábado e domingo, vou à Lisboa Games
who is
Week
really the best out of the
com
S
a
tier
Team
list?
7.
Only one way to find out.
It's time for the S tier rankings. We're gonna rank each and
Okay.
every S tier item.
Agora é o
from 1
showdown,
to
é a
10.
luta
One
dos
deserves
S's.
to be on the S tier list, but maybe it's the
Querido,
least
mas-
exciting. Maybe the flavor is
Yeah,
like
fica
totally
longe, né?
revolutionary. And
Fica
10
longe
being,
daí.
this is quite literally the greatest S tier item I've ever eaten.
Mano, o que é que ele está a
So
pensar?
let's
Meu?
begin.
Arranjar sítio para ficar também.
California burrito.
Yeah.
Vikram 9. My score 8.5. Cam
Ok.
2.
What the f?
Damn!
Better burritos out there.
Ok.
I disagree.
Just because there's fries on it doesn't mean it's top tier.
It feels like a combo of so many things. that I
Lisboa
love,
Games
right?
Week é
Like
agora.
shawarma.
Yeah. Não é este fim de semana, é o próximo. E não é fim de semana, começa dia 26. Não, novembro. Olha, tens razão. É em novembro. É novembro. Pera. É em novembro, não é? Pera. LGW. Pera. LGW. Para ficar eu vou. É em novembro, pessoal, esqueçam. É em novembro, mano. Já estava a pensar que era para a semana, meu. Não, pera, já vi isso.
A burrito, fries in it.
Yeah,
Also
pois
from
é,
California,
tens
and
razão,
extremely
tens.
biased. California burrito, 19.5.
Next up, Arkansas biscuits with chocolate gravy.
Ok.
Vikram 5. My score 1. Cam
Estava a ver que
1.
tinha.
The fact that
Tem
this
os
is
meus
made
planos
to the S
todos
tier list
trocados,
is
mano.
probably the biggest accomplishment for Arkansas this
Caraças.
year.
Ever, maybe. I liked it so much more than I thought I was gonna be, and I'm still upset that it exists.
It's very inventive to me, as stupid as it is. You can get chocolate in a lot of other things, but this combination really hit for me.
Arkansas, strong
Ok.
7 points.
On to Alaska salmon dip.
Este
Vikram,
aqui
1.
vai-
Mine 5. Cam 2.
Mas eles estão a fazer de 1 a 5 ou de 1 a 10?
Guys,
It tastes incredible. There's not 1 ounce of anything special about this.
you
Okay.
get the essence and the enjoyment from the smoked salmon without having to eat loads of it, and it tastes great.
There are other smoked fish
Deve
dips
ser de 1 a 5.
that I think I would rather have, like a smoked whitefish.
Mas
Alaska,
delícias do mar também é bué da.
8 points.
Next
Delícia
up,
de mar
Colorado
é bué da
pork
bom.
chili verde. Vikram, Jesus, a 7?
Ok. Ok. É de 1 a 10.
3. Need a
Ok.
9.5 or higher to take the lead. Cam, 3.
And this
Finish.
medium is just such a good way for green chili to come through, and it's one of the dishes where I'd actually go to the state and ask for that.
I would
Okay.
not go to the state and ask for it because out of all the things that there are pork belly stew wise, it's a 3.
It was amazing, but I can think of 3 different Mexican dishes that are adjacent to this dish that I would much rather have.
Green chili pork,
Damn.
13 points.
Maryland crab cakes.
Este
Vikram,
vai.
7.
Yeah,
Lead,
yeah, este
6.
vai bater.
Cam, 8.
It's the best way to eat
É o novo
crab,
líder?
to me.
Crab cakes are just special, man. I'm from that area of the country. I would seek them out on menus as a child. And I don't think you really see them too many other places.
I think they're a 6. I love them. But if I was given all sorts of choices of the things that we ate today, I just wouldn't grab them immediately.
Total 21, and our new leader is Maryland
Yeah.
crab cakes.
Esse ainda dos
Massachusetts clam
caranguejos.
chowder. Vikram,
Ui.
2. Me, 2. Cam, well, 4. Whoa, okay.
Eu já não
One of my
percebo
most
nada
favorite
destes,
soups of
destes
all time,
pontos,
just
mano.
so you know.
É
But
só tipo os mais especiais dos especiais.
there are
Okay.
at least 4 or 5 soups I can think of that are almost identical in flavor or borderline the same.
Okay.
It's not that special of a soup.
Funny enough, he says that. Today was my first time having clam chowder, but it tasted like I've had it before. That's why I'm giving it.
Ok.
I
É
just
bom,
love clam chowder.
mas não é tipo diferente.
Massachusetts with love and 8.
Ok.
Here comes a big one, Louisiana
Ui.
gumbo.
Este eles
Vikram,
gostaram
a
bué.
big 9. Mine, 7. This might take the lead. Cam,
Damn.
6.
I don't want to eat gumbo when
Damn.
it's 115 degrees outside.
I didn't see it as a seasonal thing. All year round, I'd enjoy it. You can't really get a bad bite of gumbo, and that's why I ranked it so high.
It's
Okay.
very based off of so many different cultures that you can go around the world and find something similar
Yeah,
to gumbo.
yeah.
With 22 points, we have a new leader, but we
Olha,
have
novo
3
líder.
big guns remaining. Georgia coming in with lemon pepper wet. Vikram
Ui.
an 8.5, mine a 6.5, and Cam gives us an 8.
Out
Eu
of
não-
all
não
the
vi, né?
wings in the world, this is definitely one of the top ones for sure.
There's something special about this wing, but there's nothing special about wings.
I agree with
Concordo, mano. Wings são bem overrated, mano. Eu não acho que seja tipo pá, a melhor cena de sempre. Mano, há picanha brasileira, mano. Há muito melhores opções de carne. Eu não acho que asas de frango seja tipo pá.
that, but that's why I gave it a 6.5. Not revolutionary.
A new leader with
Yeah.
23 points. 2 more remaining. Italian beef. Vikram, a 10. That's what I thought. A 7, and Cam comes in with a 7.
Out of all the sandwiches I've ever had,
sério?
one of a few sandwiches that I'm like, this does not need and should never have cheese. It's just good on its own.
I think an Italian beef is one of the most well-balanced sandwiches.
Ok.
It's the only sandwich like this that exists. What other sandwich is mostly liquid? It's inventive, it's tangy, it's sweet, and it's the top sandwich for me.
Illinois, 24
Pô,
points.
A
olha,
new
ficou top.
leader. That only
Yeah.
leaves one more.
Ok.
Oklahoma fried.
Isto eu tenho que fazer, mano. Isto deve ser tão bom, mano. Tipo, não este hambúrguer, mas a técnica que eles fazem para dar o toque no hambúrguer, que é a carne com cebola frita.
Onion
Tipo,
burger.
na carne
There you go.
mesmo.
Vikram, a 9. Mine, a
Tem que
9.
fazer
We
isso.
need a 7 or higher to win this, and Cam has not been the nicest. And Cam comes in with a 7. We have a winner, the Oklahoma fried onion burger with
Merecido, merecido.
25
Deve ser bué
points.
da bom.
I crave this item by itself.
It's an amazing burger, but did it reinvent the wheel? No.
Não.
Listen, it's
Verdade.
America.
Verdade.
There's nothing better than a burger. And this is definitely one of the top ways to make a burger. You just can't beat melted cheese, grilled onions, and a smash patty.
The burger might not have been
eu tenho que
created in
fazer isso.
America, but the burger was owned by America, and it feels righteous that it won today.
There's a takeaway from this video, and that is that there's great food
ultimate
all over the United States of
comida
America.
dos
Even the
Estados
ones that
Unidos.
rank low, I'm sure there are places that make it fantastic. I encourage you to venture out, try your local restaurants, try restaurants all over the U.S. There's great food everywhere.
Muito
Thank you to
nice,
everyone
muito
who
nice.
submitted your favorite food in your state. We wouldn't have been able to make this video without you. Greatly appreciated. And don't forget, my cookbook is officially out, and there are recipes in this very video that we use.
Mas eu
It's
te- eu
available
tenho
now.
que ver.
Go and get it. The link's in the description. Click it, order it. It helps
Tenho
us
que ver
a
esse
ton.
livro, não é? Eu curto bem do conteúdo dele. E ele tem 2 livros muito fixes. Eu tenho que ver.